This is an introduction to Tunnelbana 1, the green line of the Stockholm Metro, before I start posting videos of the individual stations to give you a little kind of overall information about the line and everything. For one thing, the first part of this line, Tunnelbana 1, opened on October 1st, 1950, between Slussen and Hökarängen. The Tunnelbana 1 serves a total of 49 stations, and which is almost half of the stations in the metro, because there are a total of 100 stations. And by the way, interestingly, a train has been uncoupled here, so I didn't realize they were doing that in the evenings, but apparently they are. That explains why when I came in on this train, the operator turned the lights out. I was like, this train isn't going out of service, but no, it's just being uncoupled. Anyway, so 49 stations. Much of Tunnelbana 1 is above ground, and there are substantial parts of it that were converted from tramway. The original segment from Slussen to Hökarängen was a converted tram line or streetcar line, or whatever you want to call that. The segment from Gullmarsplan to Stureby is converted streetcar, and the segment from sort of Fridhemsplan to Horudsplan all the way west to Islandstorget is also a converted tram line. And one thing I didn't say is that the geometry of Tunnelbana 1 is that right now that there are three southern branches, and the branch to Skarpnäck, where we are now, is one of those three branches that all feed into a central trunk that runs through central Stockholm and then continues west as a single line to Hässelbystrand. And there are, on that western line, there are turnback points at Alvik, Åkeshov, and Vällingby. At Åkeshov and Vällingby, there are center tracks for the trains to turn. And by the way, I'm going to turn so you can see this, that train that's been uncoupled is being, that car that's been uncoupled is being operated into the tail tracks beyond the station. Anyway, so at Åkeshov and Vällingby, you've got center tracks between the two main tracks where trains can turn around and do with some regularity. Whereas at Alvik, it's more complicated. There are what in New York are called layup tracks that also serve as light rail connections to a light rail depot that is at Alvik. It's slated to be demolished. Don't get me started. But anyway, so yeah, basically that kind of overall is the green line. I've had friends here who refer to it in Swedish as först, störst och bäst, and that means first, biggest, and best. First, yes. Biggest, yes. Best? It depends on what you want to go by. It's probably the most interesting in some ways of the three, although it has very boring stations, as you're about to find out. Some of the videos that I made for this there's just not a lot to say about this station. But yeah, so actually those videos will be shorter. I try to keep them kind of mercifully short. But anyway, the red line and even more so the blue line have more interesting stations. Most of the green line stations are old-fashioned and fairly simple. This is actually an exception. I'm going to turn the camera so you can see the station. This is very different. It's an underground station, and like I say, it's at the end of one of the southern branches. But this station is actually the most recently opened on the network. This station and the station north of it, Bagarmossen, were opened in 1994. So, yeah. But anyway, so that's pretty much the green line. I don't think there's anything else I need to say. I think that pretty much covers it. So anyway, so I'll see you at the stations.